up. Everybody's my friend. Well, when you do that, you justify all the evil. You keep it around. Then you tell all these people, hey, just toughen up, stupid. Hey.
Look, okay, when I came on here, and I don't want to say I'm crippled, but I'm not what I once was. And I look at all these people on here commenting to this guy, and you know, he's standing up for people that are handicapped. Okay, my one arm is shorter by 3 inches than my other arm. It's got 3 rods and 20 screws. The scar tissue is bonded to the whole nerve of my arm, but that's what he did. He laughed. He laughed at me being shot. He actually made a video where he said, I shot myself. So while I commend him for doing or fighting against these people that are probably totally heinous, and again, I mean, you know my stance with children. I mean, I absolutely not only did I help him by flagging this guy, but it seems like obviously it's not going to do anything, and that's been my whole point for a while. If you're not looking at all the racism and hate going on that seems almost to be unstoppable on here, it is what it is. My last video, I was condemned by showing a guy that basically, insulted me for fucking 15, 20, 30 minutes. And I was told, well, why waste your time by certain individuals? All I am doing is pointing out truth. Do I know the absolute truth? No, but I can help you discern lies. So, look, I feel bad for this guy. I mean, listen, I've literally worked in hospitals. I could tell you stories about the horror of actually working in the hospital. I just can't because I'm not allowed to. And I mean that sincerely. Listen, I love you guys. But for this guy all of a sudden to be the cheerleader for the handicapped and other things, while he's saying he hates Masons, and like same with Mike. Mike, brought in the whole thing, oh, you got shot. Listen, I got shot with a hollow point bullet. It shattered the middle of my left arm. 1 inch down, 1 inch up. I'm a cripple for life. Can't pick my kids up. Done. It took 6 surgeons, 5.5 hours to put my arm back in. I have cadaver bones, the whole bit. So while I am absolutely here for this guy, listen, you know that I hate scumbags. But I also don't like people trying to pretend like now all of a sudden they're good people when they mentally try to hurt people. Fuck. I mean, do you guys not get that? So, I like what you've been doing lately. And listen, I can call people out all day. I'm trying to take the higher road. But come on, man. Who's Mac? Who is Mac? Okay, Mac is a mentally injured person from his family. He is majorly injured. Okay, he sees a lot of things, but he's not what he's showing you to be. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with what he's telling you, how to better yourself or find this interior self. We're not self-worshiping. Okay, I've kept listen. When you discover the spark of life and you see the light inside of yourself and you actually understand light as a whole, you have to, if you are a good person, fight with people that are evil. I mean, why wouldn't you? And I'm sure as hell not going to stand for anybody that is messing around with somebody that's handicapped. But at the same time, I'm not going to buy into the bullshit of some guy pretending to be for something when he's actually not. Okay? He still has all the sock accounts. He's still got all these puppet accounts where he mentally terrorizes people, and he calls it tough love. Who? So many of you are trying to say that you have your higher power. The higher power is calling out bullshit. So when I show somebody that you think is mentally ill, you're not a psychologist, you're not a fucking psychiatrist, okay? Listen, the most heinous crimes have been perpetrated by psychiatrists and psychologists. They literally sleep, at least I know with psychologists, they sleep with 50% of their fucking clients. They're not fixing anybody. It's all fucking an evil web. Scientology and its fringes. Fucking cults upon cults upon cults. You guys need to wake the fuck up. Please. Don't. And like I said, this will be off in like 2-3 days, maybe tomorrow morning, depending on my feeling. If I get 50 hits, I think I talk to the people that I need to talk to, and then I'll fucking privatize it. You guys are I'm talking about people that follow this guy. If you believe he's doing good work, you are fucking very misled. So while he's pointing out something easy for you to feel bad about, easy for you to say, I'll stand up for this person. And I just did it for him. And then 3 days later, he's like, I'm sick of you. You're a pain in the ass. I need to get rid of you. I'm going to block you. I don't give a fuck. I don't, listen, listen, I put out many a branch to this guy to try to calm him down and shut him up a little bit and have a real conversation. There's no real interaction with him. What he says to me, well, you never asked me a question. I've asked you thousands of questions. The problem is you don't have any of the answers. And if you guys can't start to see what is around you, you're going to fall. And when you fall, it's going to be a hard fall. So for you people that are waiting for somebody to come out of the sky, trust me, it's not going to happen. The age, by 2020, Venus will be out of the Palladian system. You need to get with your community, your friends, your family. You need to make a stand for righteousness, community, be of law. So Mac will tell you, well, because I believe in law, I'm a communist. No, I see the human race without all law. Okay, if you actually learn to read, they'll tell you. Back in the day, you couldn't leave your house. You never left your property. To do so would be to lose it, to lose everything, because somebody would come along and steal it all. We right now have a civility within the animal kingdom. The humans that are still animals are all around us. The wheats and the tars. You guys you have a misconception. And so you found yourself. Now I have this inner being, this inner light. But that inner light is not going to save you when the shit goes down. You need to find a home, a place to stay, a place to fortify. You can't take one without the other. So you can't internalize an art. Let's say you're doing your breathing techniques and these different things. I don't give a fuck how masterful you are. So let's say you're like people on here. Crowley's the greatest guy ever. So he could do dominating mind work. Died a fat heroin addict, mooching off his neighbors. The people that are really controlling society are continual. The family lines are continual. Until you start to grasp that there are people that aren't lazy, that they keep working, Even the royal houses and the oligarchy, they don't necessarily always have that. It is about the middle class. And if it wasn't for the rich, you know, we'd have a better life if the rich would actually educate the poor. But the middle class is the one that keeps fighting. And trust me on this. They're compassionate. They're the ones that are almost becoming poor because they're trying to elevate the poor. The rich are not elevating the middle class or the poor. Don't be fucking delusional, please. So be ashamed of you. No, be ashamed of you, Mac. Okay? Because you know who you are. You know that you harass fucking people day in and day out. And then, you know, well, Eric's a dickhead, or you're a pain in the ass, or you're stupid. Listen, I choose when and when not to fucking attack you guys. And Mac has got a piece of me that he's seen me when I'm in a rage. I've raged on him a couple times. I raged on him righteously because he's a piece of shit. Do I have hope for him? Do I hope that he will overcome his mother's hate for him and his father's dislike for him? I absolutely do. I actually can associate mentally with that kind of thing. But that doesn't mean that I chose the bad way. Doesn't mean I gave up on my brothers and sisters that are in humanity. And I hope you start to understand what I'm talking about. We have a bunch of people that are mentally ill and sick around us. That doesn't mean they get to just... Okay. And you know what I'm talking about. The guy's drinking heavy water. So all these people started, shoving themselves up my ass. Not one of them said, hey, I hope nobody that's listening to him drinks heavy water. There wasn't a single person that said, oh my God, he could be poisoning other people. Oh my God, he's poisoning himself. And that's where lucidity and integrity and discernment come into play. If you can't understand when somebody could shed something to somebody else that could get them killed, then you really don't have a concept of what you're doing on here. Okay? I play a lot of roles on here. I got a lot of hats. I can be a lot of things on here. And sometimes I play stupid. Yeah, think about that. Listen, you're playing chess, not checkers. And there are people that have gone into the esoteric works and they've absolutely gone insane. Then you have those that are promoting, insanity. Literally. They ignore every mythology and will tell you it's this, it's that. Okay? I've shown you what the two X's are. 24, 24. 3 up, 3 down. Simple. I'm not going to be here forever. And nobody stood up. I was hoping some people that had some personality would stand up and take the reins of my site. I'm asking you openly. You know who you are. You know who I trust. You know who I don't trust. You know if I trust you, I will give you my site. I have one woman here that is absolutely forthright. That doesn't mean she's perfect, but she's strong. And for the most part, most of you aren't. You're followers. So now this guy's going to show some handicapped people, and all of a sudden he gets a free pass on all the other shit that he's done to people. Keep it in perspective. There are people that have fucking called the police and found out that the police don't help. There are people that have feared this guy and worried about their family getting killed. The guy uses the Bible, then he doesn't, then he doesn't. Well, what does the Bible tell you? What, the wolf comes in sheep clothing, right? You guys all fucking sit there, oh yeah, Paul this, oh you did that. Oh my gosh, he showed the Jesus gnosis. And then all of a sudden you forget all the other shit that he's done. You guys are easily led. Easily what? Deceived. You'll buy the delusion. So the Antichrist is here. He's already, I'd say he's at least 20, 30 years old, something like that. All things will happen. It's all coming to fruition, but it is a script. Wake the fuck up.